So the spiritual dude Caleb is going to Turkey to send this Russian girl, Alina, not that one, this one, and plot twist, she's a midget, which is high-key perfect because if things go well on the trip, he can smuggle her in a suitcase and bring her back to America. Caleb says that him and Alina have a deep emotional connection and it's spiritual. This couple's never met in real life, so they're gonna meet up in Turkey and spend 2 weeks together. Alina says she can't wait to touch him, so cheats are probably getting clapped in Turkey. Let's go, Caleb. I'm rooting for you, dog. Caleb says that because of this connection, it allows him to look past the fact that she is 1/3 of his size and they still have a normal relationship. They show Alina and she's doing a photo shoot. She's mad photogenic, and also she has her gay best friend there hyping her up, and it's really good to see that this girl has good friends that help, you know, take care of her and support her. Alina's 27 years old and she's from St. Petersburg, Russia, somewhere that I have always wanted to go to.
My condition is called dystrophic dysplasia. It's a form of dwarfism.
I'm not gonna lie, my first thought goes to The Hobbit when they're all singing that far over the misty mountains cold. She goes on to say that her condition can affect her joints and stature, and certain physical activities can be very difficult for her to do. However, despite her condition, something I find very inspiring about Alina is that she tries to be active. They show a picture of her paragliding, and I'm just like, yo, mad respect to her for that. My first impression of Alina, she seems cool and seems like her friend group is a lot of fun to be around. I like that she doesn't let her condition get the best of her. I also like that she doesn't use her condition to get sympathy from other people like Big Ed did. What makes me smile ear to ear is the fact that when she comes out in her outfit and she's ready for a photo shoot, all of her friends and everybody on the set is absolutely gassing her the fuck up. They're like, yes, queen, go off. They're throwing all these nice compliments her way and she's smiling ear to ear, and it seems like a very wholesome thing. When she's modeling for the photo shoot, she's like, oh, stop it. You guys are making me shy. Okay, keep going. And then she goes to proceed to do her model look, her Zoolander blue steel look. She's a big vibe so far.
I also have a band called BFF Band.
And one of the lyrics for her song is, ay, my pussy has Wi-Fi. Could you imagine sitting at a restaurant and looking for Wi-Fi on your phone and you see Alina's pussy Wi-Fi and you're like, now that we met Alina, let's take a look at her partner, Caleb. I think that he is the embodiment of I'm not like other guys energy. When we first see Caleb, he's slowly jogging, shirtless in the desert, and they're playing Indiana Jones music in the background, and my high ass for a second thought that I was watching Temple of Doom on another browser, and I closed it, and I realized that it was just actually him running. This is Caleb. He's 28 years old from Chandler, Arizona. My man Caleb says that he's always been an adventurous person, and he lives a very hyperactive lifestyle. I don't know if somebody working at TLC is one of his old fraternity brothers or what, but Caleb got a really sick edit of him running super fast like the Flash, and I just want to say that shit was kind of dope. Caleb actually isn't like the typical American because he travels a lot. He spent a year in New Zealand and then he also lived in Thailand for a little bit. Caleb says the road can leave me alone for a while and it disconnected me greatly. If I describe Caleb in one word, probably be profound. When Caleb speaks, I honestly get real Bros of Simi Valley vibes. He seems like the perfect balance of a tarot card spirituality dude mixed with a super frat bro spring breaker.
For sure, bar 9 hands down.
Caleb meditates as much as he can and he says that he's a spiritual person. I honestly used to think that spirituality was a bunch of BS and meditation was BS. And then I actually got into it because of Aaron Daughtry videos, and I'm starting to see that it's not BS, so. Caleb says he likes to meditate because he wants to see how the meditation can guide him to new spiritual awarenesses in life. Not gonna lie, Caleb lost me midway through talking about his meditation because he says after you meditate for a while, you have an outer body experience where you're like an alien looking at your body.
What?
Okay, dude, so hear me out. Maybe you're just talking about taking acid.
Sorry, that sounded extremely stupid.
Yeah, it did, but you know what? I can't blame this guy. He's trying to have a spiritual awakening. He might be trying to get superpowers just like me.
I'm the Avatar. You gotta deal with it.
The hermit represents sort of that individual life. It could be seen as that I'm gonna give up my bachelor life.
Hi, my name's Nick. Welcome to Your Wet Tarot Card Readings. First of all, I see that you have very good vibrations. Now, if you look at this card right here, it says that you will have a spiritual awakening. All you have to do is Venmo me $100. Talking about his sex life, Caleb straight up says that he can get sex anywhere, or at least that's what he believes.
A cap.
Some could argue that this guy comes across a little egotistical. Some could argue that it's just confidence. I just want to say real quickly to him, dudes that say that they can get sex anywhere usually don't go to Thailand. We're all looking at you, Tariq. Your raps are dog shit and you couldn't pull in the US, which is why you went to Thailand, and now you're all messy with your girl on Instagram. She left. I'm toxic. I'm not toxic. I want to work it out. What is up with all these couples on the show hashing everything out on Instagram? It is so messy. Don't even make me mention Paul and Karini. By the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, you better do it right now, okay? Serious, I'm looking directly into your soul. Please follow me on Instagram. I'm a loser. Caleb says he loves women and he loves to have a little fun. You know what I mean? He almost winks, but then he stops himself. I just want to say to him, thank you so much for stopping yourself, because when guys wink, I want to go through the screen and rip out their eye socket. It bothers me on such a deep level, and I don't know why. After talking about all the campaigns with all the baddies Caleb's been with and informing all of us that he says that he hasn't been in a long-term relationship. He's not opposed to it, but he just thinks he hasn't met the right person. That's kind of a red flag that at age 28, you've never been in a long-term relationship before. When talking about Alina, Caleb says that she's very beautiful and they've been together for 1.5 years, even though they've known each other for the majority of their lives. Turns out that Caleb and Alina were talking when they were both 15, 14 years old, and they were online pen pals, but they lost touch. Fast forward to age 26, next thing you know, he finds her on a online dating site and is like, oh my God, you're my friend from back in the Disney. What's going on? I don't know why I said this. Oh my God, I need to leave. I need to leave. Oh my God, I just said Disney out loud. If you guys want to unsubscribe, now's the time.
But we kept talking more and more, and I realized that we had something special.
Also, brother, I'm gonna throw you a white boy shaka because I live in Hawaii now. I actually did some reading, and it turns out that sleeping around with multiple partners can lower your vibrations. And a lot of people that are in spirituality believe that. What do you have to say about that, Caleb? No, guys. No, I'm gonna put him on the spot. You meditate about that, mother. Which aside about Caleb, I think that it takes big balls to enter a relationship with Alina. Given the fact that she has this condition, I think that it's very hard to enter a relationship with somebody like that, because typically society tells us that we should not be attracted to someone of that size because they do resemble an infant. And I'm just speaking personally, I hope nobody takes offense to this. There's different strokes for different folks, but I personally would not be attracted to somebody with this condition. I think something that Caleb's going to struggle with is the fact that it's not a typical relationship. You're not just this girl's partner, you're also at times this girl's caretaker. We can see that Caleb has to learn this fact the hard way by how when he booked a hotel for him and Alina to stay at, the room was on the 2nd floor and it's not wheelchair accessible, so Alina had to walk up all the steps. This just highlights the physical differences between Caleb and Alina. What is a relatively normal task for him, such as walking upstairs, for her looks like a extremely physical activity. It almost looks like she's free climbing that shit. I really like Alina's friend and roommate Elijah. He seems like he has taken up that caretaker role for Alina. I'm a bit torn on whether this is Caleb's fault or not. Alina, being a little person with the abilities she is familiar with, makes me think that she should have booked a hotel instead of Caleb. At this time, they still haven't met in real life yet, so he doesn't understand how small she is. Also, in the United States, it's required for the majority of hotels to be wheelchair accessible. I'm gonna brush this off as an unfortunate situation and not be too critical of Caleb, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below.
Oh my God.
Okay, this is a lot now.
The bed is even high for me.
It's higher than me.
It's very high. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And the toilet. Is the toilet accessible for you?
It's high.
This is awkward.
Caleb, I don't know if he's going to be ready to take up that role of the caretaker. That's the biggest question in my mind. Moment of truth is upon us. Caleb finally lands in Turkey and Alina greets him at the airport. Now she's in her chair and he is carrying a backpack and 2 suitcases. So like I referenced earlier, Caleb has to get into the mindset of he's also this girl's caretaker. Even though she's picking him up at the airport, she feels very bad at the fact that she can't help him out. And she kind of feels like a burden to this guy. She even communicates with the audience that she feels bad about this. And for her, don't feel bad about this. Like, there's nothing you can do about this condition. It's very sweet of you to show up and greet him at the airport.
Show me your face. So make sure it's really you. Hi.
Hey.
It's really you.
Let's see your face.
Oh, I'm scared. Okay, hold on. Hi.
Hey.
What's up?
Oh, you look great.
Happy this couple finally met in real life. It's smart of them to immediately face check each other. I feel like because of the mask, you think someone's super attractive and then realize they're a beater when they take the mask off, or sometimes they're wicked attractive with the mask off. You never know, but it's smart to check. The only thing I will say about Alina is that she's very eager to get intimate with Caleb. And for Caleb, this is a big commitment.
It's kind of surreal seeing you in person. I mean, I've known you for a long time. I think you look great, but you're smaller than I thought.
Oh, is it weird for you?
It's different.
Okay, what he just said is gonna get mixed reviews, but I appreciate the fact that he's being honest and not telling this girl what she wants to hear or what he assumes she wants to hear. Attraction cannot be forced, and I think the majority of dudes wouldn't even try dating a little person. So Caleb seeing this through and giving this relationship with Alina a fair chance, mad props. Also, he flips the switch and turns on Zaddy mode and proceeds to push her in the chair while also carrying all of his shit. Bags are falling, he has to stop and adjust sometimes, but like the little engine that could, he's doing his best out there. It's like that TikTok, go little rock star. I'm staying positive. I'm psyched for them that they met after all this time of being online pen pals and everything. This might be one of the few couples that I'm actually rooting for on the show.
My wheelchair is spinning and I'm just thinking, oh my God, maybe he's gonna think that it's always gonna be so difficult and hard with me and my wheelchair. This is not the best first impression.
I politely disagree with what she's saying because I think this is an honest showcase of what he's going to have to get used to doing in this relationship. For sure would have been helpful if her friend Elijah was there to help out, because that would give Caleb the chance to witness how Alina is used to being taken care of. It's like that old saying, how can you learn what's never shown? Dude just flew 30 hours. Maybe he had a screaming kid next to him for all we know. So I think he's doing a great job.
When I've talked to Alina in the past online, it's mainly just her waist up. So it's really jarring to see her in comparison to my own size. I feel like I just need some time to adjust to being with a little person. And then chemistry will fly back.
12 seconds later.
It's twice bigger than mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You, Alina, hold my hands. They're big as All right, Caleb, Big Ed has big hands compared to this girl. Like, shut up. After an awkward silence, Alina says, I'm finally seeing Caleb in person after 13 years, and I'm disappointed we didn't have a kiss. Maybe he doesn't find me attractive. Alina is throwing out big kiss me energy, and I get that she has her hopes up to get intimate with this dude tonight, but he probably has swamp ass from traveling so much. Also, nothing wrong with taking things slow. As much as she thinks she knows about him, this is the first time they're meeting in real life. My advice to Alina is you shouldn't rush into intimacy. You should wait and see how authentic his feelings are, especially because this is a huge transition for this dude's life. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. I think it's perfectly normal for Caleb to take things slow. This is something that he's not used to doing. He's never been in a relationship with someone with this condition before.
I was very, upset yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah, because you went to take a shower and then you came back and I went to wash my face for like literally 10 minutes or something like that. And you were already sleeping when I came back.
Honestly, I don't really like how Alina is pressuring Caleb into getting intimate with her on the first night. Dude was obviously exhausted. It was a long flight. He had to carry all of his bags himself. Not to mention he had to carry her at times in the night. I mean, it was a lot. To wake up and be like, where were my cuddles last night? It just comes across really needy, and that is a huge turnoff, to be honest.
Where were my cuddles?
Yeah, I mean, 10 minutes is a long time to wash your face. And when you're halfway dead, it's just, you conk out. But you're getting cuddles now, so here.
I mean, I wanted them yesterday.
You're asking for a spanking, young lady.
So I personally don't believe Caleb's at fault right now. Now, let's see how things progress with this couple. Let's see if he starts getting intimate with her. I think he needs to feel out the situation. It's perfectly normal for him to be apprehensive about this.
See, is that better?
Kinda.
You fit in here perfectly. This is like the perfect size.
Yeah. It's nice hugging you finally.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, earlier in the video, I thought Caleb was a frat star, but he's really acting like a gentleman with Alina. He brings her coffee in the morning, and he also gets her a backpack so that they can go on hikes together because he's a very physically active person. And I actually posted on Instagram that they look like Yoda and Luke. Caleb seems chill, but something not chill is the way Alina's friends put him in the hot seat because he didn't jump her bones on the first day.
How was yesterday? What did you do when you first saw Alina? Did you kiss her?
Elijah and Alina both proceed to make Caleb feel bad about not getting intimate with her on the first night. Even Alina is chiming in saying things like, I know, so fun, right? Elijah proceeds to question Caleb, and his response is he was traveling and he didn't sleep for 2 days, so sex wasn't the first thing on his mind, which is a perfectly normal response. Elijah then says in a snippy way, did you kiss her at least? Let me know what you all think about this. I don't know how many relationships this girl has had, but if you're involving your friends in every relationship and every dude is subject to an interrogation as to why they don't dick you down without getting to know you first, that's a huge red flag.
My first impression of Caleb isn't that good.
Well, our first impression of you isn't that great either, the Russian version of Carrot Top.
After this encounter, it's like, is this what he's going to be bringing to the table the entire time? I feel like he's being divisive and putting issues where there's not.
I disagree. Before meeting Carrot Top, there were issues, but does he add fuel to the fire? Absolutely. It's almost like Alina put her friend up to asking these questions because he comes out of the gate swinging, and the entire day he throws bad vibes Caleb's way. I'm going to explain more about the Elijah-Caleb saga in part 2 of this video, which will be out later this week. Later, Alina and Caleb go to meet another one of her Russian friends that is probably going to peer pressure Caleb into getting physical with her.
Guys, could you take off your shoes?
Of course, we are not
Definitely.
in the US.
That's rich coming from a Russian. Also, I hate to break it to you, but taking off your shoes is a practice said to stem from the Zhao dynasty. They estimate in Russia there are between 200 and 400,000 people of Chinese descent, while in America the number is around 5 million. But hey, wouldn't be the first time we beat you guys at something. Hold this out, Russia. Hope y'all find Anastasia one day. I hear that girl's as lost as Alina is. Next time, think before you speak, you little communist kid. No need to thank me, my fellow Americans. I'm just out here being a patriot doing Joe Byron's job.
You have to be ready for the future. Are you going to live together like in Russia or in America?
I think playing about living together is, a little extreme.
Anyways, I was correct in assuming her friend would ask an inappropriate question. I really hope one day Caleb could go on a date and not get interrogated by this girl's friends. I don't like her tone and her commanding way of speaking, saying you have to plan for the future. Caleb doesn't have to do anything actually, and demanding for him to have future plans when they just met in real life a couple days ago is ridiculous.
I feel like we should spend this time right now getting to know each other and not trying to write down any permanent plans on paper.
Each girl wants to have some life plan.
This is, I think, maybe a great conversation, but something that we should be talking about.
The only people that can truly dictate how this relationship progresses is Caleb and Alina. All her friends keep overstepping. My advice to Alina is to stop getting your friends directly involved in the relationship and then playing ignorant. After Caleb stood his ground, her friends start speaking Russian to Alina, and Caleb says, I'll just wait over here, because they purposely exclude him from the conversation by speaking in another language. And instead of telling her friend this isn't an appropriate time to talk about this issue, Alina agrees with her friend and says in a roundabout way, I'm trying to figure out what his long-term plans are also for our relationship. Really, Alina, you're gonna pretend you don't see the obvious interrogations from your friends? That just makes you look more suspicious, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels that way. Alina, if you have something to ask Caleb, do it. Don't have your friends ask for you. It's a very cowardly way to go about the situation.
Разъехались по домам после Турции, чтобы мы поговорили о том, что нас ждет дальше. Это нужно обязательно знать.
It's pretty rude to just start speaking in Russian so he can't understand while you were engaging in a conversation previously, before Alina made an innocent joke about Americans not being respectful and taking their shoes off. So I find it ironic the Russian girls proceed to be disrespectful to the American, who is in fact showing respect to both of them. In the preview for the next episode, Alina says she took a ride on Caleb's disco stick. Love the Gaga reference. Also pumped for them that they finally had sex. It's like I've been saying, it's not the size of the tuna, but the size of the fight in the platypus. So far, first impression, they both seem like fun people. We're gonna see how this progresses. I'm looking forward to making update videos about this video. Guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below, subscribe. Let's be red. Follow me on Twitch and on Instagram right now.